Proteus is our most recent whimsical adventure of, well, being in a world and not really doing anything. When we've tackled this concept before, we've kind of sketchily settled on a game being a virtual experience that gives you something to do or interact with.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily need to have an objective. You just need to be able to do something. Like Minecraft, for example, that doesn't really have an objective, and look how big that game is. It's definitely a game. Also, having fun is in there for me. This is a really hard genre to define, because if you're just moving around a beautiful world with some lovely music, is it really a game? Where is the game in that?
And yet there is still something oddly compelling about these experiences that gets us talking about them, though, isn't there? In Proteus, you begin floating in a pixelated ocean looking out towards an island in the distance.
Upon making your way to this island, you discover strange monolithic structures that seem to have the power to teleport you to different places around the island. Or perhaps even a different time. I wasn't really sure, as seasons and other aspects of this island can change quite spontaneously. The power of the monoliths is only discovered if you go right up to them, however. It's something that could be easily missed. This is the kind of game that wants to encourage you to uncover the secrets that lay within this island.
I spent my first little while running between these towers and exploring different aspects of the island before I sort of thought, well, I guess that's it, and was about to log out. But Proteus has a cheeky way of catching your eye with a tiny pixelated bunny or perhaps some little shape off in the distance that makes you think, wait, was that there before? And suddenly, like an excited, curious child, you find yourself chasing after it.
At one point, I tried to swim away from the island to see how far I would get, but then I just started getting very bored and a bit worried that I wouldn't find the island again. So I went back and logged out after a bit, and when I logged back in, I noticed it was a different island. So that's interesting. It means each experience is going to be different. There's a beautiful score of strange chimes and hollow wooden sounds like rain on bamboo. And this music dynamically reacts with the environmental changes you cause within the space. It's features like this that push it more into the realm of digital art than a game.
You know, I was reading the dev's blog and he expressed some frustration over people suggesting that this isn't a game. I mean, he argued that words like games are fluid and should be stretched. A comic book isn't necessarily always comical, was an argument he made. And if this isn't a game, then should it be excluded from stores that sell games?
I understand that this is trying to be a different experience, and it is beautiful and interesting to wander around in, but definitions aside of whether it's a game or not, my experience with this game wasn't fun. I didn't have a good time here, and for $10, I felt like I didn't get that value out of this experience. So I kind of hated it, actually. I'm giving it 3 out of 10.
Oh, it's still so hard to score these games, I think. But for me, Journey still holds a trophy for perfectly integrating the right amount of gameplay into an original and artistic digital experience. So experiences like this still leave me a little bit disappointed. I'm giving it 4.5.